My name's Nikki Peake and I am the Promega UK CE Capillary Electrophoresis Specialist, and today I'm going to talk to you about our new Capillary Electrophoresis instrument that may help you overcome any challenges you have in your laboratories. Okay. Capillary electrophoresis has revolutionised clinical research and diagnostics over the last couple of decades. Its applications range from diagnosing diseases, assessing disease risk, monitoring chronic conditions, and all the way through to personalising medical treatments. You can use fragment analysis to detect mutations in a wide variety of genes. SDR testing is used for post-transplant analysis, sample identification, and also the diagnosis of some diseases like Fragile X syndrome. Microsatellite instability testing has revolutionised how Lynch syndrome is detected, and there are numerous examples of when Sanger sequencing can be useful, from identifying viruses and bacteria in clinical samples such as urine, and for doing epigenetic analysis, looking at the methylation patterns for specific diseases and looking for abnormal patterns for early cancer detection. And all of this can be done from a wide variety of sample types: blood, saliva, urine, FFPE, cell-free circulating DNA. So although there are a lot more newer techniques such as real-time PCR, NGS out there on the market, CE remains one of the most used techniques in cancer and diagnostic labs and rare inherited disease detection, in part due to its sensitivity, its ease of use, and its cost effectiveness. However, it is not without some limitations. CE instruments can be complex and they do require a lot of technical expertise to run and maintain. The whole CE workflow can be costly. Some of the larger instruments, their price ranges from £150,000 all the way up to more than £400,000 for the really large 96 capillary instruments. Running costs can be very variable, and that depends on the cost of the consumables. And for CE, the consumables are the capillary array, the polymer that goes into the capillary, and the buffers. Depending on the cost of them and how often they need to be changed can really impact the running cost. And again, if your laboratory throughput does not match the throughput of your CE instrument, you can again increase costs by the wastage of consumables and reagents. Much like any other piece of lab equipment, the CE instrument needs to be maintained well to continue to give you really accurate and optimal results. If you look after your CE machine, it will run and run for 15 plus years. Same for consumables. You can really prolong their life by looking after them well. But if this maintenance isn't carried out, you soon see a complete decline in your result quality. So Promega has designed its first capillary electrophoresis instrument to try and address some of those limitations. We wanted to design an instrument that was really, really easy to use. Any scientist can use it. You don't have to be a CE expert that has a IT and engineering degree on the side. It's suitable for everyone to use. We wanted it to be at a cost point that means it was accessible for every single type of lab. And we also wanted to make sure you didn't have to run thousands of samples through it to make it cost effective. And we have come up with the Spectrum Compact. Here it is in its full glory with my friend Lisa running it. So it is, as you would expect, it has exceptional result quality. It has the same sensitivity, accuracy, reliability as the larger instruments, possibly even more than some of them. One base pair resolution, a really high dynamic range, and a really low baseline. It really is, you get all the power of those large instruments, but in a much smaller easier to use, cost-efficient package. It does Sanger sequencing and fragment analysis, and it has 4 capillaries, which are 36 centimetres long, making it a much smaller throughput instrument. It detects 4, 5, and 6 colour kits, and really excitingly, by the end of next month, it's going to be able to detect the new Promega 8 colour kits. It's compatible not only with Promega chemistries, but all other non-Promega chemistries too, fragment analysis and Sanger sequencing. And it's got a really easy wizard-like operation, and the consumables just snap into place. It outputs the same type of files as the larger instruments, .FSA for fragment analysis and .AB1 for Sanger sequencing. So it's compatible with most existing chemistry analysis softwares. So what does this mean for your lab? Well, it has a much smaller instrument than some of those huge, larger CE. Its footprint's only 40 by 70 centimetres, so it fits on any standard lab bench. You don't need any specialised benching or anything. So all you have to do, clear some boxes, plonk it on your bench, plug it in, and it's ready to go. It is extraordinarily simple to use. The operation workflow wizard is so easy that I could plonk any one of you in front of that instrument, and I guarantee you would be able to work out how to run your samples without any training at all. To make it even easier to use, we have preloaded assays for both Promega and non-Promega kits on it. These are so well optimized that you probably won't need anything other than these presets, but for flexibility, you are able to adjust them to fit your workflow in your lab. And for complete flexibility, we also have a custom die set, so you can build your own assays for all your weird and wonderful kits that you might want to run. So this is just an example of the home screen, very similar to some of Promega's other instruments. If any of you use a Maxwell, this might be quite recognizable to you. You can run your samples, monitor your results of your current run, view results from previous runs. You can see the status of your consumables, and you will get maintenance alarms when you need to do some maintenance on the instrument. However, as a long-term CE user, one of the most exciting things I think about this instrument is how easy it is to install the consumables. Anyone who has ever struggled trying to insert a 96 capillary array into a 3730 with needing 4 arms and your mouth and everything will love this feature. The consumables, all of them, even the capillary array, literally just click into place. That's all you need to do. They're all barcoded as well, so fully auditable, and the instrument will tell you when they have reached expiry dates and their threshold for the number of guaranteed injections. Because the instrument has a more straightforward workflow than the larger instruments, it means that it's much, much easier to maintain. You no longer have to do pump flushes or washes or bubble purges of capillary. You literally click in those consumables and you can go. So as I said, it outputs files in the typical CE style, which means if you are already using a software that you're really comfortable with, you can continue using it with the Spectrum Compact. Just want to go through the consumables in a little bit more detail. So this here is the array. All you do is hold onto this handle and slide it into place, and it's in. The sample cartridge is in position B, and it takes 4 8-well strip tubes, 32 samples in total. Our polymer bottle is here in C. We have polymer 4 and polymer 7, so you can optimize the polymer depending on what application, what assay you are running. And again, it's so easy to change between different polymer types for your different applications. All it takes is popping it out and clipping another one back in. No washes, no flushing required. Anode buffer sits here, and the cathode buffer sits there. Okay. So really, because it is so easy to use, you really are reducing your operator training requirements and for your operator to reach their competencies. Okay. What does it mean, having your own CE instrument? Well, basically, it means you're completely in control of your own experiments. Instead of someone else scheduling when your runs get done, you can schedule them. If you have an urgent sample, you can choose to put it in front of your routine samples. It's a completely open system. You decide what assay is best for your sample. The instrument doesn't tell you or restrict you to which kit you can run. The consumables are available separately, which means it basically reduces your running costs even further. If one spoils, you only have to buy that one. You don't have to buy all of them, therefore increasing costs. And none of them have a hard stop on. So you make the decision when you change the consumables. The instrument will tell you when you have reached your injection limit or when you have reached your expiry. But if your results are still good, you can carry on running with those consumables, reducing your running costs further. You have full control over maintenance and calibrations, and you're in control of all of the quality measures and regulatory guidelines that you need to follow in your lab. So one last thing, the Spectrum Compact comes with Promega support. We know that your results have to be top quality all the time. You know, patient diagnoses depend on it, treatment plans depend on it. And we also know how busy you are, the backlogs, the tight turnaround times, and we know that you want to resolve any problems as quickly as possible so your instrument has as little downtime as possible. We have technical CE scientists in the UK that have about 20 years experience each that are there for you to ask any questions to at any time via email, via phone, or even with a site visit. We will take the burden of your non-routine work completely off you. As we're running behind time, that's obviously the that's the conclusions. If you want to talk to us more, we have a replica of the instrument on our bench in the exhibiting room, and we can talk to you more about our CE chemistries and our CE software. I'm also happy for you to contact me directly on the email address. Thank you.